Welcome to the lesson on setting up your checkbooks. I'm currently in the Job Master Pro at the main menu, and I'm going to access the Checkbook Manager through the AR Center. So I'm going to click on the AR Center button on the toolbar, and then I'm going to click on the Checkbook Manager button in the AR Center. Now you can also access the checkbook in General Ledger. Under the Go To menu option, you can access your Checkbook Manager right there as well. Now when we come in here, we can see all the previously set up cash accounts that have been set up in the checkbook. But we're going to set up a new one. So I'm going to click the New button on the toolbar, and I'm brought down to the entry fields underneath the display, where I can select any cash account from the General Ledger from the drop down here. And when I do that, I press Enter. Its description is brought out, and you can override that as well. Then the start date should represent the date that you're beginning this from. So whether that's an ending statement balance, that's the date that you want to use here. Now, beginning balance. Basically, what I say about beginning balances is it should represent an ending statement balance. What the ending statement balance was when you received it at the end of a month. So, or it could be an actual account balance as it was in the General Ledger, either way. But most people like to start their checkbook out with an ending statement balance. So that's what we're going to do. Now what we're going to do is work in this checking account to bring it up to date. So let's click on it, and then we're going to click on the View Account Detail. And in here, you can see that I don't have any detail yet because we're going to build it here. But I wanted to show you these account totals because this is what we're concerned about, and this is what we're going to be using to balance not only the account balance, which is the ongoing account, but also the bank balance, which is your reconciled balance with the bank. So at this point, these two numbers should be the same. Now because we have no activity that we've updated into the checkbook from AR, AP, or payroll, what we're going to do is manually enter deposits or checks that have not cleared the bank as of the ending statement date. So just like you would take an ending statement, end of the month statement, it gives you the ending balance of everything that has cleared, but then you write in the checks and deposits that haven't cleared so that you come up with a correct beginning balance for the account that should match the GL cash account. Now to do this, we're going to enter manual entries. So I'm going to click the manual entry button on the Checkbook Manager, and this is how it works. Basically, you select one of two types of entries. Cash out is the most common type of entry, so that's the default there. You want to watch this if you're doing cash ins, especially when you're first setting up your bank balance. Now this is the current cash account that we're working with, and then this is the offsetting cash account. So down the road, if we were trying to transfer money between cash accounts and they're both set up here in the Checkbook Manager, it just by using the offset as another cash account, Cobra will automatically transfer the balances back and forth and create the accounting for the General Ledger as well. But the key here is to, again, enter maybe checks that are outstanding and to have an offset to these. Now, keep in mind that anytime you enter manual entries into the checkbook, it does create unposted batches in the GL. Now, when you're just setting up your Checkbook Manager, you will not want to post any of those entries in the GL because they're already accounted for accounting-wise by the rest of the system. So keep that in mind. You may want to go and delete those unposted batches in GL after you're done here. But anyway, just as you would in normal situations, if you're entering like bank charges at the end of the month or something like that, you can select the offsetting account here and then the transaction date, even a check number if there is one. This is coming right off my statement. Don't worry about the cleared thing for now. I'm going to show you how to reconcile your statement in a little bit. But then there might have also been some cash in that hadn't cleared the bank too at the end of the month. So in this case, I don't really care about these offsetting because I'm not going to allow these to be posted through to the general ledger. So as I enter manual entries, what we can do is go back into the detail and start taking a look at what's going on here. These are all the entries, and just like in general ledger, you have a source of your entries. They were manual entries. They came from AP, AR, or payroll. So you will always have a source here to show you where these entries came from. But basically what happens here is as you record the non-cleared items on the statement into here, it is updating the account balance for those entries. And we're eventually going to clear these, but right now they're not cleared. So the bank balance remains the same as the ending balance at the end of the month or at the end of the statement, but your account balance increases by the number of things that have not cleared yet. And this is your ongoing balance. So you're going to see in subsequent lessons on updating your checkbook and reconciling how these numbers change, especially this one, because this one's always ongoing. This ends the lesson on setting up your checkbook.